Please welcome to the Imus Winning program of the Dog Whisperer, Cesar Milan. Good morning, Mr. Milan.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me again.
You're quite welcome. Mr. Milan's got a brand new book out called How to Raise the Perfect Dog Through Puppy Land and Beyond. And your new season starts. When does the new season start?
Friday.
Oh, it does?
Yes, sir.
And it's on National Geographic?
The only National Geographic channel, sir.
And who's the dog you have with you this morning?
His name is Angel. This is one of the dogs that I raised for the book. I documented all of it from choosing the perfect dog for the right family, and then raising him from 2 months to 8 months of age, which is puppyhood.
Sure.
And, of course, right now we're going through the adolescent stage, but by this time we already have a perfect blueprint to maintain that balance.
And you have Daddy Jr. with you? Or
Daddy, Daddy
Okay.
Jr., yeah, we call him.
Oh, okay. And I have Deirdre Imus with my wife, who, all of the trips we've made to Bergdorf, and when we're on television wearing a T-shirt. I just don't get that.
Well, I'm not fixed on material things like you are.
Thank you,
I just don't
Mrs.
spend all that
Imus.
time on what I'm going to wear, and
There we go.
you know that. What do I end up wearing all the time? Jeans and T-shirts.
Yeah.
So, did you want me to put a dress on this morning?
No, but as long as we're going to talk about clothes and stuff, why not just take the T-shirt off? and my adorable little 11-year-old son, who spends half his time making fun of his father, Wyatt Imus, and thank you both for coming down.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And they brought our dog with us, and the reason is because we're not just saying this, but they are disciples of you, and they watch you all the time, and they spent one whole winter watching you. And trying to train this dog. Now, this is the only time I've ever seen this dog behave. Why is she behaving now?
Well, earlier we definitely help her to understand the aggression is not really the way to greet dogs, and I also help your family to not be tense while they're making the transition of meeting another dog.
Well, I know something about horses, and a lot about horses and horse trainers, and the horse trainers will all tell you that it's never the horse. It's almost never the horse.
It's never the dog.
Yeah,
absolutely. They don't rationalize or really depend on the energy of the human, for them to respond in a surrender state.
We were talking about Charles and I. As you know, Charles says he races Boston Terriers, one of which won Westminster. About The Call of the Wild, Jack London's book. Did you ever read that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Well, it's a great book because what's the word
Anthropomorphism.
which means the premise of the book is he assigns human characteristics to dogs. The way they make decisions, how they react to things, their emotion, all of that sort of thing.
Yes.
So my question for you is, how do dogs make decisions?
Well, the decision is made instinctively, and the way they play is based on the type of breed they are. So there is no knowledge behind instincts, it's all reactions. So they don't know what we do for a living.
Right.
What they know is the common sense we have. So when a dog went to the White House, he doesn't know he went to the White House or lived with the President of the United States.
Right.
He just knew the common sense they knew in that environment. That's all.
So how do they think about humans then? I understand they don't know that whether you're the president or whatever.
Right.
But how do they make decisions about who they like and who they don't like? Just the way they're treated, or?
Of course, they're going to like somebody who cares for them,
Right.
and also they're going to, if they're already in control of the situation, they're going to prefer the person that they can control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what when I come into people's home.
What are you laughing
That's
about?
the key word that Cesar just said, can control. That's how Virgil is with you. She can control you.
No, because I'm leading to a point here that this dog. Well, I don't do anything for the dog. I don't feed it. I don't walk it. I don't wash it. I don't do anything. But the dog, whenever the dog feels threatened, it runs to me. And the dog obviously loves me. But as I point out to my wife and child, I don't have to bribe the dog for its affection by feeding it or doing anything for it. So how would you explain that?
Well, I would like to see the what you call love.
So would we all, Cesar.
Well, many people interpret love with the dog coming to them.
Well, I pet the dog, and I'm very affectionate with the dog.
Well, the dog, the dynamic we see in the house is if she wants to be left alone and wants to just relax and not have Wyatt play with her or me tell her to do something or go outside, she runs and jumps in the chair with Don. Okay. And that's like her safe zone.
That's
like if she doesn't want
to,
that's what she can control. You're right. And then he doesn't do any of those things. Right. He never disciplines her, doesn't feed her, any of that. So then she goes there and he'll just pet her, and she almost just gets to sit next to him, and no one can touch her then. Like no one can tell her what to do. And so he says that
You're being owned by.
Pardon me?
You're being owned by.
I am.
Yes. So your wife is describing it, so she knows you well. Right? And
Unfortunately, they do. Yes. Well, if you buy this book, How to Raise a Perfect Dog, and you have this dog is how old? 4?
4.
Okay, and you have a 4-year-old dog that you've seen is completely out of control, and you buy your book, is it too late for this dog?
Well, this is for puppies.
Oh, okay.
And I have other 3 books about rehabilitation, but
Right.
you don't have a hard case here. This is not a hard case to snap out of it.
Well, how about these two though? Aren't
It's
they?
us, I guess, because
They
Don
need coaching,
literally,
you know.
They're the hard case,
in
right?
10 seconds, he had Virgil completely under control.
Okay,
I mean,
well, so
it's us. He's right. It's us.
No, they were easy to be coached, you know, because when a person is easy to be coached, they just, you know, surrender to whatever you're teaching. They're not asking you why and how. No, they just did it. They just observe.
Well, they already believe because they already watch you, so they're already disciples of yours.
Yeah. So now
that-
what they saw was hands-on on what
Right.
they normally watch on television. But this is tailored to their case, you know, to
So-
their particular dog.
So-
The timing, the energy, you know, all the. What I did for Virgil was I removed him from facing the dog and put the tail next to his nose, so that way the dominant dog is given the rear. And
That's,
so and the dog culture,
That's starting
that
to make me
means
uncomfortable,
I will
Cesar.
surrender to it. Well, that's we're talking about dogs, sir.
Oh, okay.
And so that immediately changes the state of mind of a dog by you know changing the physiological approach.
Talking with Cesar Milan, his new show on his new season on National Geographic kicks off Friday night. So what time
Friday
is that?
night is about puppies this time.
Oh, it's all about puppies.
Well, I would like to share prevention. You know,
Uh-huh.
I have most of my shows is all about intervention or rehabilitation, and I believe that we can prevent all this unwanted behavior such as aggression. Aggression is never the problem; it's the outcome of a problem.
I would really recommend that you read Call of the Wild. It's an old book, Jack London. It's not a long, it's like 75 pages, something like that.
Oh, that's short.
But it's such a marvelous account of, because he had to read it. The only reason I'm talking about it is because he read it this summer for his reading program. He's in the 6th grade. I know what grade you're in.
Well, I never know. You sometimes forget, and you know.
Exactly.
I do
why.
the same thing.
Well, before he said the reason the dog liked me is because food falls out of my mouth when I eat. That's not that funny, Susan. So anyway, so when they go home now, the dog they take the dog for a walk in the park.
Yes.
The dog tries to attack every dog in the park. So there's a way that they can get this dog to stop doing that.
Oh, absolutely. We already started, so it's just a matter of repetition. You know, now we got to stop. This is a well-balanced dog. Now we have to do it in front of an unstable dog, and then they get to see, okay, that's an excited state of mind dog, that's a tense state of mind dog, that's an anxious state of mind dog, and then he learns that you avoid all the instability. You don't become part of the instability. So that way he actually start helping dogs. You know, because he's avoiding instability.
Do you think that it's almost exclusively people and problems with dogs?
Well,
Yeah.
only
Is
when
it
a
ever
dog
the
has a
dog?
neurological problem, I mean, he was born with,
Right.
and then it's you know, it's not psychological. But if it's a psychological problem, it's people.
Do you think there's a problem? Now, this is a female dog.
Oh, no, gender has nothing to do with it. It's
Okay,
unstable
well-
males and unstable females.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm married. Yes, I'm well aware of that. But,
We can look
Thank you.
but Wyatt insisted on giving a female dog a male name.
Oh,
Virgil is her name. Virgil Running Wolf.
she doesn't know any better.
Oh, okay. So that wouldn't create some sort of
Masculine
self-esteem
side?
situation?
No, oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, some people call dogs sugar, donut, or candy, or like.
All right. So,
Yes.
Also about that she's actually part of a pack because of all the dogs at the ranch. We wanted to know do dogs get depressed? They have some kind of psychological manifestation because when we come back from the ranch after being there for over 3 months, she goes from being with all these dogs and they're her friends to no dog in the home. No, you know, how does that affect? Because she seems like she was depressed for an entire month when we came back.
Well, there is definitely affect their psychological being because obviously they're with their own kind and they can relate with each other. But right now we're not experiencing depression. Obviously, So the point is you have to treat the dog based on where he is at that moment.
Okay.
And it's part of the transition. When I remove him from the pack, he's so used to be around 30 dogs, and then you remove him from the pack, and now he's with me. Obviously, he's with a very familiar source, but it still misses his normal life.
16 to the hour here in the I'm Swimming program on the radio all around the country and on the Fox Business Network. Talking with Cesar Milan. His show kicks off Friday night on the National Geographic Network. His new book is called How to Raise the Perfect Dog. One of the dogs we have a couple of Great Pyrenees. Gibson is like 125 pounds.
Whoa.
And we love these dogs. And there's nothing better in my that I could think of than a dog or a horse. I mean, you can become so attached to them. And it was emotional, and I mean, it's like a titty baby, but it was emotional just even for me to leave these dogs at the ranch. And, well, how did they feel, the dog?
Well, they're at the ranch, so they're.
Do they care? Or?
Of course they do. Of course they get to crave, your attention and your energy, But then, a few days later, they move on and they have to survive and they have to deal with what it is at that moment. So that's the beauty of a dog. He lives in the moment.
And you're saying that this dog doesn't prefer me over them. It's just that the dog can control me, and so that's.
Well, when she makes a decision, not to do whatever they want, then they go with you because you're going to nurture that.
Right. Well, I don't make her do anything, except that if I ask her to come to me, she'll come. Well, she won't come to them, so.
Yeah, because at that time you have divided the pack instead of supporting the pack.
Oh, okay.
Which she does all the time. It's not great, is it? But very nice.
Not if you love dogs. No,
I love them to death. So, I mean, obviously you agree. There's just nothing better. I like cats too, by the way. So.
You like cats?
Yeah, I do. So anyway, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck with this.
Thank you, sir.
You'll buy a copy of what? It'll already be a bestseller, How to Raise the Perfect Dog. And watch Friday Night The Dog Whisperer. Cesar, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Deirdre and Wyatt, thank you both very much.